Okay, so we've got quite a stack of material here, all about Nipsey Hussle. A lot to unpack.
Yeah, definitely. It covers a lot of ground.
So for this deep dive, the mission is pretty straightforward, right? We want to pull out the really key insights.
Yeah.
How he built that legacy.
Exactly. And why it still resonates so much.
Digging into these sources to find the blueprint he used.
And the sources, they really map it out from his beginnings in South L.A. To that core philosophy, the marathon mentality.
Right.
Plus his business stuff, which is pretty groundbreaking, his community work, and then, his final day and the legacy that lives on.
Yeah, what jumps out straight away from this stuff is Nipsey Hussle wasn't just an artist from South L.A.
No, not
his
exactly.
whole story, it seems, it's about this deep-seated perseverance, but also a bigger vision, right, for the community.
Absolutely. It wasn't only about his own success.
And this marathon mentality idea you mentioned.
Yeah.
The sources make it clear that wasn't just a catchy phrase.
Not at all. It was fundamental, that belief in patience, grinding it out, long-term vision. It was like the backbone of everything.
Everything, like music, business.
Yeah, music, business, his activism. It all stemmed from that same place. It wasn't separate things in his mind, you see.
Okay, so let's pull out a specific example. I thought this was fascinating in the sources.
Yeah.
The Crenshaw mixtape.
Yeah, the $100 mixtape.
Exactly. Selling it for $100 back then.
Yeah.
The sources frame that not just as like a stunt.
It was a statement.
Right. About valuing his work, owning it, pushing back against how things were normally done.
And it landed. I mean, the sources point out Jay-Z bought copies, right? That's a major validation.
Totally.
And, that connects directly to his whole business plan. He was focused, owning his masters, for instance.
That's the actual recordings, right? Huge for control and, long-term money.
Exactly. And then putting down roots, like the Marathon clothing store.
Right there at Slauson and Crenshaw. Iconic corner.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just a store, was it? The sources show it was meant to be more. A hub. Proof of putting money back where it came from.
And initiatives like Vector 92.
Yeah.
The co-working space and STEM Center.
Yeah, that's another piece. It shows it wasn't just profit-driven. It was about empowerment, giving people tools, opportunities, ownership.
And tragically, that commitment.
Yeah.
It ran so deep. The sources really highlight this. March 31st, 2019.
Yeah.
His last day, he was right there at the store.
At the Marathon store, literally embodying that community investment right up to the end.
It's devastating how it ended. But the reaction, the sources detail the community response.
Oh, absolutely. The grief, but also the unity, the vigils. It just showed how much he meant, the impact he'd already made.
Oh.
And that phrase, the marathon continues. It wasn't just his motto anymore. It became like this rallying cry for everyone, for resilience.
And it seems like his work is continuing. The sources mentioned the foundation, other projects.
Yeah, people are really carrying that torch. His ideas about education, helping entrepreneurs, social change, they took root.
So if we boil it all down for you listening, what's the core lesson here from Nipsey's story based on this material?
I think it really shows the power of, grinding it out. Hard work, staying true to who you are.
Authenticity, yeah.
And crucially, investing back into your community, your roots, and understanding that success, it isn't really an end point, is it?
No, it's a process.
It's a journey. It really is a marathon.
So, thinking about all that, what's the final thought we leave people with? What should you take away?
Maybe the question is, how can you apply some of that marathon mentality to your own life, your own goals?
Whatever they might be.
Right, because his story, drawn from all this, it's a powerful reminder, isn't it?
Yeah.
That sticking with it, always learning, and importantly, lifting others up.
Mm-hmm.
Those aren't just nice ideas. They're how you build something that lasts, something meaningful.
The marathon continues.
It really does, for all of us.